Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Mwala, and I am honored to serve as one of the co-chairs of the Youth Leadership Institute, or YLI. I am also a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Psi Iota Omega Chapter. We are so excited to welcome you to today's mock legislative session.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Daphne, and I'm also a co-chair of YLI and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Psi Iota Omega Chapter. YLI is one of the signature programs of our sorority. It is designed specifically for middle school students to help develop leadership skills about civic engagement and to explore how they can make a difference in their communities. Today's session is an opportunity to step into the roles of lawmakers and experience how laws are created.
Our sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha, is an international service organization that was founded in 1908 at Howard University in Washington, D.C. It is the oldest Greek-letter organization established by African-American college-educated women, with over 360,000 members in graduate and undergraduate chapters across 12 countries and territories. Our Psi Iota Omega Chapter has been proudly serving southeastern Massachusetts since 2008, and we are committed to empowering young leaders like you through the programs like YLI.
So the bill that we're going to be debating today is called Bill 101, and it proposes making Martin Luther King Jr. education mandatory in all public schools. Through this session, our students will get a chance to practice debating, voting, and even making changes to the bill. For those of you participating as community members, please feel free to engage during the public comment segment of the session. Thank you for supporting our young leaders.
Now we'd like to introduce two of our YLI student members who will help us kick off today's session. First, we will hear from Najeli.
Thank you, Dr. Mala and Dr. Daphne. My name is Najeli, and I'm in grade 6 at West Middle School. I'm really excited for today's session because I want to learn how lawmakers make decisions and practice sharing my ideas.
And I am Bella Mazel, and I am in grade 5 at the school John Fitzgerald Kennedy. I am looking forward to this session because it's a chance to work with all of you and work on public speaking.
Before we begin, we'd like to take a moment to thank some special guests who made today possible. Mayor Robert Sullivan for his support of YLI in today's session. Courtney Henderson, Director of Immigration Affairs at the Office of Mayor Sullivan, for being our host and sharing her knowledge. Tim Cruz for our city clerk for joining us and helping us understand his important role in government. Members of City Hall, parents, boys and girls, club staff, community members, and the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha, thank you for being here.
Now that we have thanked our special guest, we'd like to get to know all of the members of YLI. Please introduce yourself by sharing your name, your grade, and what school you go to.
So we'll start with you. You can go first. Just say your name.
My name is Melise, and I'm in grade 6, and I go to Pluff Middle School.
My name is Fati Lopes, and I go to the I'm in 5th grade, and I go to the Arnone.
My name is Zoe, and I go to. My name is Zoe. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
My name is Zoe. I'm in grade 6, and I go to West Middle School.
My name is Bella Mazel. I'm in grade 5, and I go to the John Fitzgerald Kennedy.
My name is Michelle, and I'm in 5th grade, and I go to the Arnold School.
My name's Najeli. I'm in 6th grade, and I go to West Middle School.
My name is Audrey, and I'm in 5th grade, and I go to Mount La George.
My name's Zoe, and I go to George Montalvo Elementary School, and I'm in grade 4.
My name is Mariana, and I'm in 5th grade, and I go to Lewis F. Angelo.
Thank you, everyone, for sharing. It's great to have such a diverse group here today. Now let's talk about what we'll be doing in this session.
A legislative session is a meeting where lawmakers discuss ideas for new laws, which are called bills. They talk about the pros and cons, suggest changes if needed, and they vote to decide if the bill should become a law.
The bill we're discussing today is about teaching Martin Luther King Jr.'s story and contributions to the civil rights movement in all public schools. This session is your chance to act like real lawmakers, sharing your opinions, listening to others, and voting on the bill.
Now we'd like to introduce Ms. Courtney Henderson, who will tell us more about legislative and how bills become laws.
Good evening, ladies, and welcome to City Hall. It is such an honor to speak before you and to participate in this mock legislative session with you all this evening. So I am going to talk about the legislative process, but at the local level in the city of Brockton. So you're sitting in the room where all laws are passed here in the city. Like the mayor mentioned earlier today, there are two branches that serve in this building. We have our legislative, and then we have our executive, which I work with in the mayor's office on the executive side. So when you're working on passing an ordinance, which is what we call our bills in the city, it goes through a process, which you all will be experiencing later on this evening. So when you're sitting and you're thinking about rules and laws that need to be changed at the local level, you sit and think with your community members, you think with your colleagues, your family members, and sometimes schoolmates, and you think of a problem that you want to address. Once you've addressed that, you draft up what we call an ordinance. And that is basically a rule book on how you want to make change in the city. Once you've drafted a proposal, you bring it to City Council, where you are all sitting in their seats as we speak. That's where our city councilors sit. They review the ordinance, they figure out if it's feasible, if it makes sense, and if it can be actionable. Once they've reviewed that ordinance, they open up a public meeting where people can speak on behalf or against that ordinance, which is what you all will experience later on from the audience. Once they've gone through that, the city council votes, and it goes by a majority vote. And if it gets a majority vote, it gets sent to the mayor's office for his final review and approval. And the mayor, like the president of the United States, hold veto power, where if he doesn't like the ordinance, or if he feels like there needs to be changes, he can send it back. That's what we call checks and balances, which I'm sure you all know about, right? Yep, good. And then once that passes, it goes down as an official ordinance, and then it is executed through the mayor's office, which means that we make sure that people abide by those rules, and we make sure that we enforce them, and we make sure that everything is running smoothly as planned in that ordinance. So that's what you all will be experiencing in your legislative session, and it mirrors very closely, this whole session mirrors closely to what's happening at the national level. It just, for us, it's at a local level. Does that make sense? Wonderful. You all do play an important role. While you may not be able to vote yet, not yet, you do still have a voice. Your voice matters, and your voice is what helps us make great ordinances and make sure that we are protecting those all in the city of Brockton, regardless of their age, sexual orientation, or race. So, I want you all to be encouraged in this session. I also want you to remember the power that you hold in your voice. And if there's ever anything that you think needs to be changed in the city, I encourage you to write to the mayor I encourage you to talk to your city councilors. You all have one assigned to the ward that you live in. And I encourage you to speak with your teachers, your parents, or any trusted adult in your life that can speak on your behalf as well. Thank you. It is now my pleasure to introduce the city clerk who runs the show in real life with the city councilors. Matter of fact, he sits right here, or stands. You stand the whole time. Yeah, you do stand the whole time. He really works closely with the city councilors who help draft these ordinances and really push forward the mission and the initiative for the city of Brockton. So without further ado, I'll pass the mic over to our city clerk, Tim Cruz.
Thank you very much. Thank you, but I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to see you kids sitting there. You're sitting in the most important legislative bodies there are. The mayor earlier talked about future presidents. Well, future presidents usually come from Congress, and from congressmen and congresswomen come from state legislators. State legislatures come from local politics. This is where it all starts right here. This is true grassroots government. You're all representing somebody today. You're pretending to be a city councilor, but you all have 5 city councilors, or your families have 5 city councilors. You have one assigned. There are 7 wards in the city. Where you live, you have 1 ward councilor, and there are 4 at-large councilors that cover the whole city. So everybody here has 5 councilors, and if you're representing whatever councilor you may be, the exciting thing about what you're going to do today, and one of the things I want you to try to think of as you're sitting there. So the process would have been that somebody came to you, or on your own, you as a city council decided, we should be teaching Martin Luther King history. Is that Martin Luther King history? So you came to my office and we helped you write an ordinance up to bring to the city. We made sure it was written clearly and legally, and now it comes before the city council. One of the things that's really difficult to do, especially as you get older and more set in your ways, is to listen to other people. But what you really need to do here today is you have an idea, that you come into this room with prejudged ideas, and that's what everybody does in life. What you need to do today when you're making legislation is listen to what everybody says, because the best legislation is usually a compromise of different ideas. And you have to understand that somebody might have a different idea from you. It doesn't mean it's a wrong idea. It just means that where they came from, it's a different idea. So what you want to do today is listen to all those ideas and try to come up as a group with what represents the best for everybody in the city. Some things are very clear and some things are not. Some things come before the city council and they pass 11-0. There's 11 city councilors. They pass 11-0 because it's very clear what the right thing to do is. Other times things are not so clear, and people are not wrong when they disagree with you. They just have different ideas. So what I hope you'll do today is listen to all the different points of view and try to come up with what helps serve all the people of Brockton in this case. And then an idea like this can be really exciting, because let's say this passed your body right here. Other cities in this state might say, you know what, that's a great idea, we're going to pass that. Then the state's going to say, you know what, that's a great idea, we're going to pass that. And the next thing you know, it's in Congress on the federal level, and the whole country is looking at doing it. So it's an exciting thing that you're doing. Please listen, but also don't be afraid to speak up on what you believe, because what you have, and just one of the things that I have to do in one of my jobs is to make sure we never let it get personal. It's actually against the rules of the legislature at every level to not let it get personal. You're not here to fight with somebody, you're here to fight for an idea, whatever that idea may be. So hopefully you'll enjoy it and do a good job. And I'm here to answer any questions through the process.
Thank you, Ms. Henderson and Mr. Cruz, for helping us understand the legislative process and the important roles you play. My name is Michelle, and I will be serving as the speaker for today's session. I'm in the 5th grade at Arnold School, and I'm excited to lead us through the activity. We are here will experience what it's like to be lawmakers. Before we begin the debate, let's take some time to prepare. First, we dive into 2 groups. One group will support the bill, which means you agree that Martin Luther King Jr. education should be mandatory in all public schools. This will be the pro side. The other group will oppose the bill, which means you think there are reasons not to make it mandatory. This group will be the con side. Each group will work together to brainstorm reasons to support or oppose the bill. Remember to be respectful for everyone's idea, and try to keep your points clear and short so everyone can get a chance to contribute. We'll take 10 minutes for this part.
Thank you. So we have, yeah, we could clap, yes. So we're gonna have our pro side, just for ease, we'll have our pro side be on this side of the room, and our cons will be on this side of the room. I would love for two sorority sisters, one to help a conversation on the con side, one to help a conversation on the pro side, and then just to give them an opportunity to debate certain points. We'll take about 5 minutes, because I know we started a little bit later, just so that they can get a feel for coming up with some points. And then we will convene and do the mock session. Okay? So we'll just take 10 minutes, and we have our timekeeper keeping us on track.
The session is now in order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Calling roll, please say present when I call your name. Bella.
Present.
Zoe V.
Present.
Fati.
Present.
Michelle.
Present.
Nigeli.
Present.
Audrey.
Present.
Zoe.
Present.
Mariana.
Present.
Do I have to say my name?
You're clearly present, and you're not participating in the vote. Thank you. All right, Michelle,
Thank you. We'll discuss the Bill 101, an act to maintain Martin Luther King Jr. in public schools. The bill sponsor will explain the bill.
Good afternoon. This bill proposes that all schools teach lessons about Martin Luther King Jr., his leadership in the civil rights movement, and his message of equality and peace are important for everyone to learn about. Teaching his story will help students understand how to stand up for justice and treat everyone with respect.
Now we'll hear from the legislators. Each speaker has 1 minute. We'll alternating between those for and against the bill. Let's start with someone who supports it.
Kids should learn about MLK because he shows us how to make changes peacefully. His message is still important today. While I respect MLK's work, making this mandatory might take away time from other important subjects.
Learning about MLK can inspire kids to stand up for others and fight against bullying or discrimination.
Adding this to the curriculum could cost schools more money for books and lesson plans, and not all schools can afford it.
Now we'll hear from our community members. Each guest speaker has 1 minute to share their thoughts.
Dr. King's story teaches kids to...
You have to
Madam
be at the
Clerk,
mic.
can you tell her to step forward to the microphone?
Sorry.
Can you state your name, please?
Sure. My name is Ebony McQueen. I would like to say Dr. King's story teaches kids to dream big and work for change. It's a lesson that can inspire all of us.
afternoon, Tyrese Nicholas, longtime Brockton resident. I believe that it should be a freedom of choice for students and for educators to make around what they should be bringing into the school.
Are there any changes or amendments to the bill?
I propose adding funding for schools to help develop the MLK lessons and buy materials.
Let's vote on this amendment. Raise your hand if you agree with adding funding.
So you have numbers, you have folks to see, so they raised their hand.
For yes.
So how many people are raising hand real high for yes?
Can I vote?
So there's 4. Anybody on this side? Anybody on this side? No? Okay. Raise your hand for no. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're gonna say 1, 2. There are 6 yeses and 2 nos. Just give the numbers.
There's 2 no's and 6 yeses.
The amendments pass. Now the bill includes funding for schools.
Go ahead.
Let's vote on Bill 101 with funding amendments. Clerk, please call each legislator's name to vote yes or no.
So you're gonna go down there.
Bella said no.
Wait. No, you're just gonna call their name, and then you're gonna see if they want to pass the bill, and so they have to say yes or no for the bill.
Okay.
With the funding amendments.
Okay.
Okay.
Bella,
No.
Zoe V,
No.
Fati,
No.
Michelle.
Michelle doesn't vote.
Nigeli,
Yes.
Audrey,
Yes.
Zoe,
Yes.
Mariani.
Yes.
Okay, you don't count. So how many yeses do you have?
No, Bella doesn't count.
Okay, so 5. So you have 5 yeses.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fati doesn't count. Okay.
Okay, so you have 4 yes, and 3 no. So just report what you have. The votes.
There's 3 no's and 4 yeses.
The votes are in with 6 yes votes and 2 no's.
No,
Bill?
so, correction, Speaker. There are 4 yeses and 3 nos.
Bill 101 is passed.
So, thank you. So we gave everybody, give yourselves a big hand. Okay, so you could go back to your seat. You did a fantastic job, clerk. Good job.
I know y'all just love hearing my voice. You all worked hard to think critically, speak clearly, and make decisions like real lawmakers. Let's take a few minutes to talk about what we learned. What did you like about the debate? Yes, Bella.
What I liked about the debate was that all the young youth leaders got a part in this.
Anybody else? What did you like? Go ahead, Michelle.
One thing that I like about the debate is that it's set fairly.
Good, fairness, love that. Can I have one more person? What did you like about the debate? Yes, Zoe.
Everybody was heard.
Everyone was heard, great. Love it. Okay, how can you use what you learned today to make a difference in your school or your community? Yes, Najeli.
By speaking up for yourself.
Absolutely. Yes, Mariana.
Treating everybody with respect.
Everybody with respect, right? Let's go Bella, and then we'll go back to you, Michelle.
I just forgot, I'm really sorry.
That's okay, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead, Michelle.
To learn, if you want respect, you have to treat people with respect.
Yes, if you want respect, you have to treat other people with respect, right? Yes, Bella.
To stick up for the people that are being bullied.
To stick up for people that are being bullied. Beautiful, beautiful. So thank you, and all of you, for being a part of this session. Learning how laws are made is a powerful way to help your community. Keep thinking about how you can make a difference and speak up for what you believe in.
So on behalf of the Youth Leadership Institute and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Psi Iota Omega Chapter, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone that joined us here today. A special thank you to the Office of Mayor Robert F. Sullivan, including Courtney Henderson, and our City Clerk Tim Cruz, for your support, your guidance, your commitment to empowering our youth. Your participation and your insights are truly enriched today's session. So we are also deeply thankful for our community members, our Boys and Girls Club staff, in particular Kelly Ford, for making this possible, and coordination. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, as you can imagine, to make sure that these young people had this opportunity today, so it doesn't go unnoticed. Your dedication to our young people and your staff have been amazing, so thank you. She deserves another round of applause. And last but certainly not least, the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Psi Iota Omega, your presence and your encouragement has been phenomenal. Your involvement demonstrates the power of collaboration and community and inspiring our next generation of leaders. So we'd like to thank you for making today's mock legislative session a success. Together, we are helping to build a brighter future with our youth leaders. So thank you, thank you, thank you.